Good morning. Welcome to TMQ News. I am Mike Koster here with Quinn, Maher, and Taylor Hansen. Today we have a special guest with us. We will be interviewing the famous explorer, James Clark Ross.
Welcome, James. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Some background information. He is an explorer from England. He charted new territories in Antarctica, such as the Ross Sea and the Ross Ice Shelf, which are both named after him.
James, why did your country want to explore?
We wanted to be the country to chart all of the area near Antarctica.
And what motivated you?
I wanted to be the one to map out uncharted areas near Antarctica. In 1838, I sailed to the Antarctic to discover the South Magnetic Pole, examine Antarctica, and conduct numerous scientific tests according to the directions of the Royal Society.
What were the effects of this trip?
We penetrated the ice belt as far south as latitude 68 degrees, 9 feet, 30 inches in January of 1841, reaching open water and discovering the Ross Sea. While sailing towards the position assigned to the magnetic pole, we also discovered the Victoria Land. We also were able to conduct magnetic observations.
Wow, very interesting. What was the culture of blending like when you reached Antarctica?
Well, science has made great impacts on Antarctica. They have found out that climate change has already negatively affected Antarctica, and the heating of the Earth is negatively affecting Antarctica and its glaciers. Antarctica has been explored for over 100 years, and most parts have all been explored because of me. My impacts for other explorers to find more about Antarctica. Some human impacts of Antarctica were harvesting some Antarctic species to the verge of extinction for economic benefit, killing and disturbing other species, discharge sewage to the sea, and leaving rubbish, cairns, and tracks even in the most remote parts.
Wow, that's really cool. Why do people such as yourself go and stay in Antarctica?
Scientists go to Antarctica to study the climate, weather, geology, and wildlife of this unique region. Their research has helped to highlight global problems such as climate change. For 2 months, my two ships, Ayers and Maher, stayed at this place called Ayers, where a team of officers made hourly megatromatic observations, while I made astronomical and tidal observations.
Wow. What is Antarctica like today?
Research on the land by geologists showed it was once joined to other continents in the southern hemisphere. Then biologists and zoologists began researching all life around the South Pole. Today we use Antarctica to research life around the South Pole. We also study the ozone and how harmful chemicals used by people have destructed it.
Wow. What happened when Europeans colonized to Antarctica?
Well, I'm going to have to tell you a little story about one of my expeditions to Antarctica. On November 12, 1940, my two ships, Ayers and Maher, started their way down the Derwent River to Antarctica to search for the South Pole. By January, we had reached some rough ice. On January 5th, I made the decision to make the attempt on the ice and push the ships as far into it as we could get them. They forced and they made their way slowly through the huge ice pack until about an hour of hard thumping, they finally broke through and eventually came to scattered ice, which was way easier to move in. My ships encountered a huge mass of ice, almost perpendicular to the ships. We realized there was no possible penetration point further, so they sailed east for about 200 miles looking for an entrance to continue onward to reach our goal to find the South Pole. After these 200 miles, I decided to abandon his search for the entrance until next season. After a very dangerous situation with an iceberg and some great navigating, the two ships were a little banged up, but were quickly repaired. The expedition finally arrived at the Falkland Islands after a brief stay at Cape Horn. They remained for nearly 5 months and were unable to find the South Pole.
Wow, that was a great story. Thanks for coming in today and answering our questions. Till next time.
Thanks for watching. This is Mike Koster.
And I'm Taylor Hansen.
Quinn Maher.
And thanks for watching TMQ News. Have a great day.